What's happening, fam? L.A.R. movement still moving. Subscriber died trying. You see the thumbnail. I knew this was going to happen. I kind of alluded to it time and time again. So I'm late on this story, but so this Asian officer, Stephen Q, has 85 complaints in Detroit area, all about racism for years. And he's like on the verge of getting fired, or he got fired. Predominantly black males. Like 75 of the 85 complaints. Really 76, because they say biracial, so I'm betting somebody he knew was black, whatever. But this goes a little deeper than this. I did a video about the rally / riot of anti-masking, and they were showing the Asian people in there. And this goes back to the Stop Asian Hate and the Asian Hate Crime Bill. The hate crime bill that happened after the pandemic started, right? And in my mind, I'm like, they got a bill passed. We couldn't even get that. But then I was thinking to myself, like, as the time wears down, they're gonna muddy the water on what's going on with Asians. So, like in the last week, they made it a point to show the Asian people in the rally fighting. They showed more of a point to show them fighting and being sidekicks to the white folks. Then they got the auto theft ring with the mother and the son. And then they got this officer. I'm missing somebody. Jeez, I'm missing somebody. But what I found interesting is, and there's another racist type of incident. I'm like, y'all do realize they're trying to, they stamped you for approval on one hand so you can get away with as much shenanigans as other whites, or kind of like the Italian, Irish, you white kind of thing, somewhat like the Hispanic thing. Some of y'all honorary white, some of y'all white, and some of y'all honorary white type of thing, if you can pass, right? But Asians can't necessarily pass, but the model minority, they don't do nothing. But I knew the back end of that was coming where, oh yeah, by the way, this is the dirt you've been doing. Oh, by the way, so it ain't just us on that, it's y'all on that too. Like, it's like, oh snap. So they started, in essence, stoking the fire of, oh, because you haven't seen some random Asian person getting punched out of the blue, some elderly person get punched out of the blue, but what you're seeing is this, where you got people who were violent, racist prior to the pandemic and extended through the pandemic and after the pandemic. And it's like, oh, but wait, you tripping. And I know what I'm thinking about is, like, I know there are Asians like, man, y'all making us look real bad right now. Oh man, we kept saying that people were messing with us, and they keep having stories of us messing with them. And that's what I was thinking about, the Asian guy who shot the kid in the arm. You know what I'm saying? So, and most of these things are so extreme. All of these things are really so extreme that it really ain't no going back. It's no like, oh, well, that's just an isolated incident. The way it comes off is like, it's like when I did the video about the $1.4 billion drug bust. These can't be isolated incidents if it takes you 3 months and you work with 3 international parties to go through 3 cargo ship lines, because this happens so often. What I'm saying is, now, to counter the Asian hate bill, they're going to start throwing out all these stories about, Asians doing crime that they're really not getting arrested or put in jail for like that, or, really they getting slaps on the wrist for. So that's what I meant by honorary white folks. And I'm like, what comes after this is you're gonna get into it with people who are, if they're white, this is what they're gonna use as say, see, it's not racial, it's because this is how these people get down. If they're non-white, this they're gonna use the same thing, but the justice system might not look at it the same way. But then it's gonna come to a scenario where, man, listen, same thing. They were like the Asian jewelers talking about how their families were anti-black racism, whatever. They had been doing that for a while prior, for a few years prior to even the Stop Asian Hate bill. Like, even on YouTube, it had been going on. People, remember the soap commercial in China where they dip the black guy in the water and he comes out Asian and clean, like them old, racist tropes of soap back in the day. Shout out to Sister George and Concrete Rose for bringing that up. So I'm like, it's only going to get worse. Because just like you're going to see more rallies and riots and this, you're going to see pictures of more Asians, whether they be civilians, whether they be officers, doing more and more stuff because they're going to start putting them on the forefront. Because so they could buffer we supposed to have a hate crime bill for you, but we can't let you off the hook because you part of the hateful groups. So it is going to get interesting, man. But you tell me what you think. Like, share, subscribe, or die trying. Peace.